Welcome back. So we are starting from the design layout. Okay, so when you click on the design layout, so you see on the ribbons I have the document formatting, which is styles. I have different styles. Okay, you also have the page background. So you have the page background, we have the settings. You have on the page background, we have the page border, the page color, and the watermark. So let's start from the watermark. We have the template, so I'm going to customize a watermark, or you can remove the watermark if you don't need it. So let's choose the custom watermark. So now the custom watermark, we have no watermark, we have the text, and we have the picture. So let's go back. We have the design, and go back to page background, then choose your watermark. So now no watermark, so I'm going to pick picture watermark. So I'm going to select a picture. So I'm going to go offline and check on my computer and see if I can find an image to use. So now I'm just trying to look for an image. So okay, now I can find the image here. So I just click on that. I click on insert, and I click on apply, then I click on OK. So you're close. So I've already applied a picture as a watermark. So now let me create more. Okay, remember, this is the way if you want to remove it. So that is how to remove it. Now let's go back and create a text watermark. So now I just change the content of the text. Now let me just enter my name there. So you can change the font if there is need for you to change the font. So let me enter my name here. So now you can change the font. You can change the font color. Okay, so now you can put it on the horizontal or diagonal. So let's leave it like that. Let's click apply and let's click OK. So already done that. So if it is diagonal, okay, I already have it diagonal. Let me create more pages and see it already applied to all other pages, so you can see it. So now let's add a background. Let's add a background to it. Let's add a background. Okay, so go to the background, page background. So just pick any background. So you have the different tabs that you can just pick different backgrounds that you have. You have the color. So once you have selected the background that you want, so you can now click. Okay, now let's choose this. Okay, you can now click on OK. So it's already applied to your document. So you have different. You have the texture as a background. Okay, so now we have the page. You have more color. You have fill effect. You can use fill effect. You have gradients. We have texture. We have patterns, and we have picture. So anyone you want, just click on anyone. So just play around with it. So you already have a background on it. Okay, can you see it? So most of the time, by the time you want to print this background, it doesn't print with it. Okay, it doesn't print with it, but there is a way to do that. I'm going to show us how to do that later on. But for that, let's just create a border. You have a border. So I'll show you another ways to do that. So now we have the shading. So you have the shading by paragraph. So I just created the shading by paragraph. Okay, so now let's go. You can also do it from this design on this page. So now I have the page. We have the borders, we have the page borders, we have the shading. Okay, so now let's start from the borders. Page borders. So the page border is going to cover the whole page. So you click on the settings, you click on the styles, so you click on the color. So you have the styles, click on the color, click on the width if there is necessary. See all these this preview. From the preview, if you want to apply to the whole document or you want to apply it to this section, so you just pick any one from that place. Okay, let's say this section, or let's say the entire document. Okay, this section alone. So now once you click on it, so you click on apply. Have you seen it? It's already applied. It's not showing in these other pages. It's not showing the other page, but it's showing on the first page which I have applied it to. Okay, that is page border. So now let's do it. Let's remove the background. Okay, now let me select a paragraph. So you come back to the page, then you can come back to the borders. So you can pick a settings, you can pick a line type. Okay, just click on Okay, so you already applied to the paragraph. It's better for you to have your text before you apply that. So now let's do another one. Let's go back to the page color, sorry, the page borders. So now let's click on that borders, and let's click on this. Let's click on pick a color for it, then pick a style. Okay, let's remove some of the borders. Okay, let's remove left and right. Let's click OK. Can you see it? Okay, that is how to do it. That's right, that's good. So now let's see, it's different from the first one that we did. Okay, so now let's go back to the same place. So now let's choose shading. So now on the paragraph that I click on, so you can pick a color, you can pick a color. So now you see by paragraph, let's leave it by paragraph. Let me just change this color to this, and let's click OK. This is page paragraph. It's different from the highlights. Okay, let me show you. This is highlights, highlight the text. So this one is going to highlight the text. So can you see that it's different between the page borders and shading, page shading, and the paragraph shading and the text. So now let's go do the page borders with the arts. Okay, can you see I don't too fast? So can you see I just pick an hearts. So let me have it in fill the whole borders. So just click on apply. So now let's check it. Right, okay. If you don't get it, you can just watch the video again. So now let's do the page layouts. So I have the page layouts, I have the arrange, I have the page setup. Okay, now let's start from the page setup. I have the paragraph, also the paragraph. Okay, so now let's start with the page setup. So now I'm going to have the margin left, margin right. So now let's create a margin. So now I can just pick default by that or custom. So now I can customize my own. I have the top margin. It's measured in inches. You have the left, right, I have the gutter position. So that is margin. So now let's change this top or the left. Okay, let me just change the top to let's say right. Okay, yes, let me just say 2.5. okay, so now let's just pick right, left. Okay, let's leave it like that. Okay, in case you want to have a letter headed paper, so I have the orientation, the orientation, I have that, so I can choose the paper also. So now let me just pick A4 paper. Okay, now just pick any paper that you want. You can select any paper that you want. Now scroll down, you see different paper. Okay, so now let me just stay with the A4 paper, and there's nothing much on the layouts. Okay, but let's see what is there. Okay, now the layouts. Okay, we have the print option. Now the print option, so now let's just come to the print option. So remember, if you want to print a background color, this is where you do it. Just when you mark that place and you check it, so and you apply, so that color that we gave last time is going to show. So when you just click OK, so now click OK. So that is the page, that's the marginal setting of the margin. And you see the margin on the left margin. So that's what I've just done. Just increase the left margin. So you can just type. My time is going to start from here. So see left margin, and I have the top margin. So you can just increase it from the ruler. You can just increase it from the ruler, especially by the time you want to print on the letter headed paper. So that's where you do your setup. So you can just do it on the ruler. Put the left and the right. See the hanging, see the first hanging, the first line indent, but on the hanging indent, so on the first line on there you have the paragraph. So let's check out the orientation. You have the orientation, we have this orientation, you have landscape. So that's landscape by default. We always have it at portrait. Okay, you have it at portrait. Okay, so now okay, I just create a paragraph. Can you see it? I just create a paragraph by text, just generate text. So now let's talk about the column. We have one column, we have two columns, we have different columns. Okay, so I have two columns like this. I have two columns. So I can just also customize it from here. So now let's see. Let's say I want to customize it. Just go straight. Go down to more columns, pick that. Now let me check the line between. Okay, let me say the whole paragraph document. No, I can change this to this to this first line, and what anyone just click on OK. So now you see I have applied a column. I've applied a column to that. That's right. So there are other things that you can do, the break. So I will explain that more later. Other things to explain later. Okay, I will also explain the break. I will explain that later. See the breaks, what it means, and how to do that. I will do that in another video. Okay, so now let's just quickly do the page numbering. So just come to insert and choose the page numbering. So I have the page numbering at that place. So you can just that's how to quickly insert your page number. So you can also change the page number. Just come to the page layout. I can apply a different this one. We are going to do it later on. Okay, so I can create a section for my pages. Creating a section for the pages, we make that page to start with another number. So let's say I want to start this numbering with another format. Just click on that, just go to the insert, go to the page numbering. So I can just change any of the formats. So that changes to that. Then I click OK. So I can have two different numbering styles on my footer, on my page numbering. Okay, I can have I have number numbering, so down. So I start having another numbering style. So, okay, so I can just have two numbering styles and start another one. So another thing is like the continuous line. So with this I can have my lines being numbering, each of the lines being numbering. Okay, I can just numbering so that if it will be easier for referencing. It will be very easier for referencing. So you can number all my tests line by line. So that is that. So now let's start another, check another thing. Check for another thing. Right. So now let's go back to home. Let's create a new sheet by pressing Ctrl N. Now let's quickly talk about how to insert a text. How to insert an object. Okay, so I have the different objects like that. I can insert an object from the insert stuff. So I have that insert. So when you have that, you always have the format. So I'm going to explain all this in details in the next video. Okay, but for now let's just quickly rush through it so I can place the image on different side, different side. Now wrapping the text. Okay, I can wrap it up right to the left, right at the center. I can send the image backward to the front or to the backward or behind, or send behind the text. I can also, okay, can you see I'm just sending behind that one. So I can select the plane and select the two together and group them together. So there are a lot of things that I can do. Okay, I can just go back to the select align, can align it. Okay, there are a lot of things to do that very quickly. Let me just generate text. Okay, I've done that. Okay, now I can put the image, the object behind the text, or in front of the text, or through the text. So it allows me to move my object within the text and place my object anywhere in the content. So or in the text I've generated, so that you can wrap your objects to the text. Here on the same reference, we can insert a footnotes. Okay, on the same reference, you can insert a footnote. So you type your contents, then you click on insert a footnote. So it's out the footnote, so you can just add a footnote to that. See at the footer. So by the time you put your mouse to that place, just already label it, and the content you put is going to apply to that. So you can also insert a citation. You can, okay, there are so many other things to do that. You can okay, so now let's just quickly go back to the mailing. So that's one. I'm going to explain it in details. You can insert, you want to create an envelope, the document in envelope. So let me just explain this briefly. So okay, let me just explain then. Okay, that's no need. So let's wait to the next time and we shall explain that in footage. So this is just the envelope. Okay, do that, just generate an envelope. Okay, and you print it on that place. So let's go to the review. So we have the word counts, we have the treasure, we have divine, we have to translate from one text to another. So we have the comments. Okay, let me just speak on the comment. The other one, I'm going to explain it better in the next video. I don't want to waste time, just want to do it within the minute. Okay, now let's go back to the to comments. So now let me generate content. Okay, just generate contents. So now from this place, let's assume that I want to make a comment to that. So just click on that. So I have add a comment to that. So you select the text that you want to add a comment, then you can add a comment. So at any point of time, you can go back switch from one comment to another comment, and if you don't need that comment again easily, you can always remove it from accept the content, accept the comments. You can accept the comments. Okay, so you can accept the comments from any one of that place. So now let's just how to add password to your document and restrict editing. If you want to restrict the editing, okay, you want to anyone, just pick anyone from that place. So it depends on the type you want, but I want to password the whole system, the entire document. So just come from the file, just protect the document and create with password. So I will click on that, so I will enter my password. I'll create a password on that. So it asks me to confirm the password, just click on that. The document is protected, so I can just save it. So now let me go and save my work. So let me just save it with something simple. Okay, so I've saved it. Now let me just close it. So I've closed the documents. Okay, just trying to close all of that projects that just open that I've done. So it's already closed. Now let me open it now. So by the time I open it, it's going to ask for password. So I will create a password. I will enter my password. Just open it. Okay, all right. So this is where you will stop for today. So now we just done the view and the review. Okay, so now we have the view, you have the printout view, our different views. Okay, so you always set your view on a printout view. On a printout view, you have the layout reading view. So we have reading view, so you can switch from this status bar. Okay, you have the print layout, but let your document always be in the print layout. This is how it look like on the web layout. This is how it look like on the web layout. So you can just close that. You can change back to your view. So let me just apply. See this where you add your ruler, okay, to your document. If you want to remove the ruler, that is where you add it. If you want a navigation bar to show, this where you add it. If you don't want it, so you remove it from here. So now the last one, but not the least. So it's the grid line. So let me just apply the grid line. The grid line helps you in many ways, especially in graphics work. Okay, I will apply the grid line. If you don't need the grid line, you can just always remove it. So you can just set up the grid line. The zoom, so you want to zoom your tree, you can also do it downward. You can zoom. Okay, you can zoom it to 100, you can zoom it to 200, you can zoom it width or anything. You can use your scrolling bar to zoom. You can press the control while rolling your mouse also to zoom. Okay, so we have a lot of things to do. So we can end it here. See you in the next video.